Today we are going to showcase the Ibanez AZES40, and for my friends in America it's the AZES40. Where do we begin? This guitar came out a few years ago and it's been an absolute bargain for the price. $489 Canadian. You're getting a maple neck, you're getting 5-way switch, you're getting some pretty capable pickups. Hardware is good enough that the guitar stays in tune, and most importantly is the playability of this guitar. The playability of this guitar is absolutely amazing. You know, first of all, the neck just feels so good. When I went to the guitar shop and I was just testing out amps, I had no expectation of buying a guitar, let alone buying this guitar. I was just shopping for amps and I was just trying to pick up a guitar, plug into an amp to see how the sound of the amp is. Well, fast forward, I saw this guitar hanging on the wall and it kind of intrigued me. The paint was kind of nice. It looked kind of like a Stratocaster, but then I saw the headstock. I'm like, no, this is not a Stratocaster at all. And the rest is kind of history. I took it down from the wall and I played one chord and I was like, this guitar feels really good. And I was expecting it to be like, oh, it's probably around like $800 or $900. Looked at the price tag and it was only $489, and I was just like impressed. Now, that's the regular price. This one was actually a pre-owned, so I actually got it for even a little bit less than that. I think it was like $460 or something. But you know, the point is, this is a very good bargain price guitar, and I know it's marketed towards beginners, but you can absolutely play this as an intermediate. I've been playing guitar for over 2 decades now, and I've played a ton of guitars. I have a Gibson, I had a Fender, I have a Fender, and you know, it doesn't matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter what the price of the guitar is. If it feels good, it sounds good, it's good. It's as simple as that, right? Now, it's been about a year now, and I'm playing it almost every day. And the one thing that in terms of fit and finish is the only thing that happened was the knob for the 5-way selector switch. That one kind of fell off. That's the only thing. Now, that's a very, very minor thing for a guitar. I even dropped it one time, and you can see, like, obviously this is a maple neck. It's not like one-piece solid maple neck. So you can see that there's a bit of a scratch here. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but yeah, there's a little bit of a scratch here. So it kind of fell like from 3 or 4 feet onto wood pavement. Wooden, is it wood pavement? Yeah, no, like wood flooring. And it just kind of like dented it a little bit, but that's not really a big deal. I mean, actually, I think it wasn't even wood pavement, no, wood flooring. I think I dropped it on, I believe I dropped it on like a bed frame or something. Yeah, I was kind of cleaning and stuff, but you know, it just happened to be near the octave, near the 12th fret, so it's not a big deal. I mean, I can still kind of feel it from here, but aside from that, you know, that's really the only thing that has happened since then. Oops. And yeah, this guitar has been an absolute, you know, incredibly fun to play, and I definitely recommend it for people who are looking for something like that, right? Yeah, and I think in general, if you are looking for a beginner to intermediate guitar, and you want to look for a Stratocaster alternative, there it is, right? Like, it's pretty, like, I don't really think there's another guitar out there that I would consider at this point, at this price point, $500 as a budget. You're getting a lot of value here. So one thing I really want to talk about here is there's 3 things that really make this guitar incredibly good value. Now, I'm gonna stay away from the specs here, okay? Because, you know, everybody loves to do some spec comparisons and like, oh, what about a Squier Stratocaster and all that? And that's fine and dandy, but I feel like in that price point, the $400 to $500 you know, comparison, The hardware you're gonna get some generic pickups. You're gonna get some generic hardware, chrome hardware. You're not gonna get a bone nut, for example, like stuff like that. You're not gonna get a bone nut, you know. And if you are getting a bone nut in that price, there will be other compromises on the guitar. So I think when it comes to cheaper guitars, it's really important to look at the sum of all parts of the guitar. So you look at the guitar as a whole. How does it play? How does it feel in your hands? Rather than doing all these like spec comparisons, like, oh, this has better hardware. You know, like for a sub $400, $500 guitar, I really don't think that really matters that much, because you're not getting the best hardware, okay? That's just not gonna happen because of labor costs, material costs. For example, there are pickups that cost like $500, like just the pickups, you know, and this whole guitar is the price of those pickups. So obviously there are a lot of corners cut. It's probably gonna be mass produced somewhere overseas. The quality control is not gonna be as great. That's all part of a affordable guitar. You know, looking for a gem. You know, these are things that you're gonna have to be okay with. So with that in mind, let's talk about things that actually do matter in a guitar. And that's starting with playability, all right? So playability is the number one thing I find very important on a guitar that is this cheap. And what is playability? Well, that's basically when you're putting in chords, or fretting, when you're doing solos, that is playability. How does it feel in your hands? How does it feel, you know, holding the guitar, you know, when it's strapped around you? Does it feel good? Does it inspire you to play? These things are incredibly important when it comes to finding that perfect guitar, you know. So that's the number one thing I think is really important. And unfortunately, I really don't think it's easy to find that playability when you're just online on Reddit. You really have to go to a local guitar shop and pick up all these guitars in your budget and to really try to plug it in. Because that's how I found this guitar. I didn't just go online and like look at reviews. I just went to a guitar shop with an open mind, played a few. I saw one that intrigued me, and the rest is history. I took it home. All right, second thing is tuning stability. Now, at a certain point, there are certain things that do matter, and that is the tuning heads, okay? The tuning heads are probably your second most important part of the playability of the guitar. Now, you want a guitar that stays in tune more than after playing one song, okay? So like if you played one song and then the guitar's out of tune, is not that good. Now, of course, these things can be fixed with, you know, setting it up properly at a guitar shop, or upgrading some hardware. It's not too expensive to upgrade some hardware, like the tuners. You're probably looking at $50 or something to upgrade to better tuners. So that's something that you could do. And finally, the third thing is pickups. You know, like the pickups, does it sound good? Is it clear? You know, that's really all you have to do. So there are basically a few things. So the first thing is playability, second thing is tuning stability, and the third thing is how do the electronics sound, right? Is there a lot of static, you know? So that is basically what I would look for in terms of finding a guitar in this price range, right? So without further ado, let's go listen to some sound samples and see if you like it. right, so that was the Ibanez AZES40. Pretty good guitar. I highly recommend it for somebody who is starting out, or if you are looking for just a backup guitar. I think this is a great option just to add to your arsenal. It's great for recording. It's great for practice, and if you have the odd gig, this is definitely something you should check out. It comes in a few different colors, so you can definitely check the website for more. But yeah, for anything that's kind of like a Stratocaster related, this is probably one of the alternatives you should definitely be looking at. All right, thanks for watching, guys. And if you like what you see, subscribe, like, and there will be more to come.